This project is supported in part by the Cultural Arts Division of the City of Austin Economic Development Department.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Miss Sevylla's Neighborhood. This episode is the science of sound. So before we get started though, let's sing a song. So the last 2 episodes we did What's Up My Friends or Que Pasa Mis Amigos. Let's learn a new song today. We're gonna do Welcome and Peace to You. And we're gonna do the same thing that we've done in the last 2 episodes. We're gonna clap our hands together in time and then I will sing a line and I want you to sing it back to me. All right, so are you guys ready? Let's put our hands together. Ready? And good job. First me, then you. First me, then you. Welcome and peace to you. Ashe, ashe. Welcome and peace to you. Ashe, ashe. Now me. Welcome and peace to you. Ashe, ashe. Now you. Welcome and peace to you. Ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Everybody. Ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe. Good job, you guys. So, what is sound and how do you make it? Well, at its very simplest, anytime you pluck a string or you clap your hands together or you stomp your feet, you are displacing molecules in the air all around you. What are molecules? Can you see them? No, but essentially they're the building blocks of the universe and they're around you at all times. Now, when you pluck that string or you clap your hands or you stomp your feet, when you displace those molecules, you make them vibrate. And those vibrations can travel for a really long time until they hit an object or multiple objects, like say this drum or a wall. And eventually that wave pattern will slow down and stop altogether. But before it stops, in order for you to hear it, that wave has traveled through the air. And I think this is super cool. It actually hits the drum inside of your ear and sends a signal to the brain, which is then interpreted as sound. Now, here's where the cool science bit comes. You can affect both the pitch and the volume of the sound that you hear by increasing or reducing the size of the resonating chamber. What's a resonating chamber? Well, every instrument has a resonating chamber. And that's basically a container that is filled with what? What is inside that container? Nothing. That nothing, though, is also all around us. You have to breathe it. What is it? That's right, it's air. So the more air that we have inside of our resonating chamber, this is going to affect both the pitch and the volume. What does pitch and volume mean? Well, pitch is the way that you interpret the sounds that you hear, whether it's high or low. So we're talking about frequency. So pitch is whether something is high or low. Volume refers to how loud something is in music. So the larger the receptacle of air, the louder or softer the sound is. So every instrument comes in different sizes and shapes. So would you guys like to test out the theory, the information that I've just given you? Let's see if it's true and if it stands up across all different instruments. So does anybody know what this is? What does it look like? It's something that you can hang around a cow's neck. That's why it's called a cowbell, or in Spanish, una campana. So let's listen to what this cowbell sounds like. So that's my small one, right? Now, is this cowbell bigger than this cowbell? That's right. So based on the information that I just gave you, is this bell going to be higher or is it going to be lower? And also, is it going to be louder or is it going to be softer? So let's listen to it and see. So was it lower in pitch or was it higher in pitch? Let's see, side by side. This one was definitely lower. Okay, so now we know that that rule worked for the bells. What about for these? Does anybody know what these are? I don't know. It looks like a kazoo. Nope, not a kazoo. Let's see. Oh, it sounds like a wooden block. But we still call these instruments blocks. Traditionally, they would have been made out of wood blocks. And I do have an example of one that's made out of wood. This one comes from Indonesia, and it's actually called it's a wooden temple block. These are used in Indonesia, and it's made out of wood. But these, even though we still call them blocks, they're actually made out of plastic. Now, I have a blue one and I have a red one. Which one is smaller? That's right, the blue one. And which one is bigger? That's right, the red one. Now, based on what we talked about, the smaller one has less what inside? Right, the smaller one will have less air inside, so it's less molecules vibrating at a shorter distance. So do you think that the blue block will be higher in pitch or lower in pitch? Oh, some of you still say lower, but I know some of y'all said higher. Let's check and see if the blue one is higher than the red one. Ready? Now let's check our red one. So I think once again, our blue one is higher in pitch. And I think it's also a little bit quieter than our red one. Good. So the same rules carried through. Now here's another instrument that you may be familiar with. Do you remember when we talked about percussion and what the definition of percussion was? So are these instruments something I'm going to hit with a stick? No. Is this an instrument I'm going to scrape with a stick? No. But can I shake it? Yes. So this is percussion, but is it an idiophone or a membranophone? I told you I was going to see if you remembered the words. Good. This is an idiophone because it falls under our definition. Anything that you hit, shake, or scrape that makes a sound is percussion, but this does not have a skin, so it's not a membranophone, it's an idiophone. Now, I have a big one and I have a little one. They each have the same size shakers, but this one is much smaller. And even though it doesn't have a resonating chamber per se, it is made out of plastic, and this one has a lot more plastic to vibrate. So I'm going to guess that this one has a lower pitch. Let's see. Now let's check the little one. So which one was higher? The small one or the large one? That's right. This one is higher in pitch than this one. Good. Now we have one last thing to check. Here are some examples of what? Idiophone or membranophone? That's right. These are membranophones. These are my congas. They have a skin on top, so that's a membranophone. Now, the orange one is a little smaller than the tan one. So, based on what we've been talking about today with pitch, is the smaller one, the orange one, is this going to be higher or lower? All right, let's check and see if we're right. Now let's see this one. Oh, once again, we were right. Our smaller instrument has a higher pitch than our larger instrument. Excellent. So now what I'd like to do is why don't you hit pause on this video and you can run into the kitchen, ask your mom or your dad or whoever's there at home with you, and you can grab a couple of pans, get a big one and get a small one, or you can get some Tupperware tubs, a big one or a small one. And I want you to see if our test proves true at home the same way that it does here in my studio. You can try each one. Before you try it, I want you to guess which one will be higher and which one will be lower in pitch, and test and see if our science of sound carries through at home. Okay, boys and girls, I've had a super time with you, and I can't wait to see you back for Unit 4, Little Composers, where we're going to learn some more new words, and we're going to learn the fundamentals of counting and marking time. All right, see you next time.